Hey, how's it going, everybody? Ryan here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, a wonderful day, or whatever time it is for you while you're watching this video. As you can see, we are on Chillin, our no terraforming Southern Hemisphere island, and it is, well, it's wintertime now. The island is completely covered in snow, which is fantastic, and so we have that wonderful 5 a.m. jingle music with this wonderful aesthetic going on our island, which, for me, in real life, I actually kind of I need a break from the summertime. I need a break from the heat. It is only like 5:40 in the morning here, and it's already almost 90 degrees. So we're going to be doing some early morning island designing, as we always do. We're going to try to get some work done, and I just need basically a distraction from this heat that is currently here in Arizona. So as always, kick back, relax, and there's a balloon overhead, and I think I have a slingshot this time. I certainly do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take care of this. And today, I think what I want to work on is I finally have some money. I had my Northern Hemisphere resident come over, drop off some cold hard cash, and I'm going to go ahead and start moving another house, as well as finish this incline that I had started building previously, which I was unable to fund at all when I had initially put it up. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. And while I would love for it to be done today, that's all good to go. Should have enough. Yep. Perfect. I guess the villagers did donate about 2,800, so there's that. But yeah, so I mean, I think it goes without saying that I love the wintertime and the 5 a.m. music. I've definitely made my feelings very clear about that combination, and I'm so glad that I'm able to experience it in a way that's a bit more, I would say, natural. I mean, it's unnatural because I'm not, like, in real life, I'm not actually in the Southern Hemisphere. So, you know, I'm not actually able to experience winter in the summertime, I guess. But, yeah, to be able to experience winter without having to time travel to, an exorbitant time in the future on my Northern Hemisphere island is pretty fantastic. So let's take a look here and see who we are going to be moving this morning. I think the only two houses are Lyman and maybe Cleo. I can't remember. I know definitely Lyman. Goldie, that's the other one. So I think I'm going to move Goldie up to that second story where Raymond's house is. We started laying down the blueprints of the neighborhood section, and I think this is pretty much how we're going to do it. The 7 houses on the left, the 2 up top, and then Lyman's house is going to be right next to mine on that little, that middle platform there, or that middle level. What am I doing here? I am moving a house. That's right. Still early in the morning. Oh man, but yeah, I took Scarlet, our cardigan Welsh Corgi, out for a walk this morning, and it felt way hotter than normal, and it was so strange. I was like, why is it so hot outside? So I checked my phone, and of course I saw 90, and I was like, how is it 90 degrees already, and it's not even 6 a.m.? That's insane. So we've had a pretty excessive heat warning here for the last couple of weeks or so, and it's never been that hot in the morning ever, or at least not within recent memory. So this summer, I don't know, you know, maybe my memory is just not that great, but it definitely feels like it's getting a lot hotter here than it was last year. So just feels strange. I always feel weird waking them up so early in the morning. But I do enjoy seeing them in like their pajamas. I think that's really the only time you get to see them in pajama style clothing, right? Because you can't like walk into their home while they're sleeping. So yeah, although that would be pretty funny too. You could walk in and see them like sleeping on their bed with their pajamas on. That'd be kind of great. I knew when I first started designing this island that it was going to look great in the wintertime. I didn't think it was going to look this great. I just love the amount of texture and depth that the snow adds in general. I think you'd be hard pressed to find any island that doesn't look at least somewhat better with snow. I know that there are a lot of folks who prefer it when it's not snowing, and you know, I know that for me, when it was snowing in the Northern Hemisphere, I was okay with it for about maybe 2 to 3 months before I was like, okay, I'm kind of ready for something else. But now that it's been a while, I am super glad that that it is back again, and I don't think that's right. I think so. Let me take a look here. So Raymond's house is only 1 space away from the left-hand side, so Goldie's house needs to be right about here. Also, I appreciate all the comments on the recent Let's Play designing Animal Crossing and Chill video where I designed this section. A lot of you gave some really great kind of suggestions for what this little center portion could be. One that I really enjoyed was the idea of a diving spot. Ever since they introduced, or rather reintroduced, diving and swimming into this game, I've always kind of wanted a diving spot. I've seen some people do some pretty awesome things with diving spots using things like ramps and stuff like that. So that's definitely probably the biggest consideration for me right now, is that diving spot. Another one would be just a general like cafe area, I suppose, which also wouldn't be bad. It would be a little bit not ill-fitting, but it would feel kind of weird considering that it's nestled between two houses, but I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing. And I think from here, yep, you can go straight into the water, so that would be that'd be pretty awesome. So what I've been doing is I've also been adding trees to the houses out in front as well. I need to go back down and see how exactly I am patterning, is that a word? How I'm utilizing these trees in a particular pattern, I suppose. There goes tree, fence, tree, fence. Okay, so I'm gonna pick that up. And I tried to get a lot of different trees as well. I don't want to use like all cedar trees or all fruit trees or what have you. So so it goes tree, fence, tree, and then this is going to be the fence right here. And I don't have any fencing on me, so let's go back home and let's go grab something. There we go. So now that we have the incline, I keep wanting to say bridge. Now that we have the incline being ready to be completed by tomorrow, and we have Goldie's house being moved up to the location where Raymond's is, now what I need to do is I need to start kind of setting the little blueprint for where Lyman's and my house is going to go. So we'll grab the fencing, and I don't think I need anything else in particular. Nope, I think we are good. I also had a small idea for how I wanted to do the museum entrance, which I'm going to go ahead and grab the hedge fencing as well. And I think if I have some extra benches, that would be good too. Doesn't look like it, no. All right, that's okay. I'll figure that out later. So let's go back up top. Make sure I don't forget grabbing the pipe again. Okay, so let us grab this. And I think what I want to do now is I kind of want to grab these trees here. These trees are more or less placeholders. I needed to grab some trees just to help fill in some extra spaces. And I also wanted to grab some trees on a mystery island just to kind of have. And even though this isn't 4, I can certainly place at least these 3 and see how it looks. I don't know if this is going to be the final tree that we end up using up there, but you never know. We'll see. All right. So let's take a look here. And I'm going to, I guess, more or less apologize up front for my, I would say, immediate lack of conversation. I know that I'm not really talking about anything pertinent or relevant during today's video, but oh, I guess you can't place stuff there. Why did I think you could place stuff there? Strange. I don't like. I know there's a trick to place stuff on cliffs, but I don't know if that's going to be. I don't know if that's one of them. I guess I can just leave the trees there for now. That certainly is not a bad thing. But yeah, I apologize for my lack of immediate conversation. If anything, today I just needed a kind of more or less a distraction from the heat. I needed to kind of just get away from all that stuff. Like I said, it's almost 90 degrees outside, so if you're just enjoying the overall vibe, you know, I hope it's enjoyable, hope it's relaxing. So let's see. Up here in the front, I don't think, well, what I could certainly do is I can kind of do this this pattern that I've kind of been doing over there near the front of the neighborhood, where I put a fence and then a hedge. Let's see. So I think I want to leave an empty spot right there. Not for any particular reason. I just feel like maybe bringing it all the way out to the end is a bit too much. And of course, this little area here is not symmetrical, but I think that's totally fine. All right. Already looking really nice. So my idea for the museum section was to essentially bring out this this stone pattern here and decorate it in such a way that, I don't know, like it either has a statue in the middle of it or something, or just a ton of benches and some hedging. I am not quite sure. But let's take a look and see what something like that would kind of look like. So what I was thinking was, instead of bringing this out all the way here, what I would then do instead is I would cover this with what is now snow. And the entryway to this little section is going to be a little bit further out to the right instead. I'm not 100% committed to hedges, but it's the first thing I clicked on, and so that's what we're going to use. Let's see. Where's... is that symmetrical? It is not symmetrical. So the symmetry starts right around the edge of the museum, which is going to be right around here. So if I were to bring the pathing up and up and up and up and up... There we go. And then we will continue bringing this one out here as well. All right, now for this section here. So what I want to do is I want to... Well, I don't think I wanted to do that. Oops. I think what I more or less wanted to do was kind of... Well, let's start with just a basic square here, I guess. So this is going to be the pathway. Now, immediately, this is kind of awkward given the fact that this hedging right here makes it a bit difficult for anything to be placed here, essentially. And I don't like when spaces are one tile wide as a walkway. But I might just have to be totally okay with that. Alternatively, I could just bring this pathway up one more, but I feel like that kind of like blocks off my potential design space here. Even just right here, I could put some benches out in front and design this a little bit more. Not going to commit to anything just quite yet. I still don't even know if I like this hedge fencing idea here. If anything, I would replace it more with the stone fencing, but actually what I could do instead is I could do this design like this, like I kind of been doing at the park. Which I've been kind of really liking the more that I utilize that pattern. I think I really enjoy that. So I think I'm going to leave this right here for now while I contemplate it and think about it a little bit more. But I wanted to get that idea out there before I forgot about it. It's like how they always recommend keeping a journal on you and writing down your ideas, just because of the fact that, you know, I guess the more you fill your head with ideas over the course of the day, if you don't write any of it down, you're stuck with trying to remember the stuff that you were trying to remember from back at, like, you know, 5 a.m. and stuff like that. So it just helps free up the mind. So me putting down a basic structure of that, think of it as just me basically placing down my my thought. And then when I come back to it, I'll be like, oh, that's right. That's what I meant to do with that. Man, there's overgrown with weeds all over the place. So the biggest thing here is the location of the houses, as well as the overall layout of how they go. So what I know I want to do is I'm definitely going to bring this out all the way to the very end. Because there's certainly not a location for a house to go until right about here, since houses are 4x4 and my house is 5x4. Alright, so yeah, so if anything, I would say my house is going to go over here, and then Lyman's house is going to go a little bit more to the right. Or if anything, my house goes to the right since it appears to be a lot more space. As I mentioned before, and I know that probably just bothered a lot of people what I just did. As I mentioned, if you're new to the channel, this is a no terraforming island. I'm doing my very best not to change any rivers or lakes or waterfalls or cliffs or anything. Pretty much, I'm the only part of the Island Designer app I'm trying to utilize is the path designer, and so when I look at this, I think, yeah, ideally speaking, I might just replicate what I have up top with Raymond and Goldie, in that I'm going to essentially have another little middle section right here. And I'm trying to think, depending on where the houses go, I actually only have 3 bridges placed. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 bridges placed. Depending on the location of the housing, I might be able to actually get a center area here for maybe a bridge, but I guess that more or less depends on how far my house goes and how far Lyman's house goes. So let us start by figuring out the overall location of Lyman's house. So as always, I like to utilize a pathing to try and gather, or rather figure out the overall length and width of each individual place here. So if I put fencing here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let me double check and see how many tiles tall or long the this is. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4 spaces plus 1 more at the very end for the fencing. And I know that the fencing might seem a little bit kind of obscure, since you can't even really see it, but for some reason I just like filling in as many spots as possible. So here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the wall would go right here. So what I could do is I could actually move this over 1, or I could have the wall just start right here. So let me go ahead and place this down as a placeholder. There we go. So what I can tell immediately is that this is not going to work for the bridge idea that I just had. Yeah, if I were to give Lyman his own neighborhood section, or his own like little his own area, it would have to be, I would say it would have to be either go over there where I've decided I didn't want houses to go anywhere anyway, or I'd have to put my house up here, and then his house would kind of have to go like over here to the right. But that's not enough room. I don't really think that's fair that my favorite villager doesn't get that much room. So let's see. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. So we have 1 space, and then we have the housing, which is going to go, and I'm going to use a different path to figure this out. 2, 3, 4, and then I put 2 spaces just for blanks or for designing, and then the house or the fencing would go here. There we go. So now for my house, that is certainly a lot of room. And I guess at the end, really what I can do is I can just fill this in with trees to fill in this little back area here. That way it's not just like an empty spot. I should be able to get trees here even with this. It looks like I will. So that's going to be really, really good to do. And I'll just fill in this back section here. How many more do I have? 2. That's okay. I'll just fill in this section here. So this is be the entry to Lyman's house, I suppose. And then for my house here, so this is going to be kind of awkward. I need to get rid of this rock and this snowball here. Which I can actually do by... let's make a snowboy really quick. Snowboys are always really, really fun to make. I know that there's a trick to getting the perfect snowboy, but sometimes, honestly, I really like making them as really, really weird sometimes, with either like making them really, really small, or making them like a really, really big head and a really, really small body. I think today I'm going to make a small little snowboy here, just something off to the side. I'm going to try to position it so it doesn't go onto the path here. Oh. Okay, guess it's not quite big enough yet. Still not. I apologize that you're going to have to endure me trying to build a snowboy for the next few minutes. Or maybe it doesn't happen until I'm able to roll it. Let's try that. There we go. How does that work? There we go. All right, first snowboy of the season. I wonder if this is perfect. Maybe he doesn't tell me the first time. Oh, he is perfect. That's awesome. Well, there you go. I wasn't looking for perfect. I was just looking for a snowboy, but that's okay. All right, so that's always fun to do. And I guess I have more Nook Miles to gather. So I think there was another fruit tree over here that I can get some fruit from. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and move that rock here. Really should have used it for its resources first, but that's okay. How are we looking on time? 5:56. We can go for a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and just get rid of that. All right, so 5x4. Now, the question is then, do I do that thing where my house is like way more extravagant than Lyman's house? Let me see here, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm super tempted to just put Lyman's house up here, decorate the sides, and then just maybe end up moving my house back there anyway. I know that would seem very strange since we all wouldn't be part of essentially that neighborhood section, but I do kind of like the idea of Lyman's house being isolated from everyone else's, not for, of course, any other reason except for he's my favorite. Not because I hate him or anything. But yeah, I think the more that I look at it, it means that I'm going to have to fill in less stuff with just nothing. And the more stuff, well, I guess the more stuff that's in the background, I guess wouldn't be the worst thing, but it's more just the fact of the location of what I'm trying to do here. So I'm gonna use the hedge fencing to kind of block off, I suppose, this area here. Well, I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing to have my my house here, but for the most part, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the groundwork here, and I don't think I'm going to have well, I guess I do want to have a path that leads up there. That way it doesn't look so strange. You wouldn't be able to do anything back here, obviously, but I certainly, for whatever reason, wouldn't want it to be, like, blocked off completely. I think that would look more weird than anything. But yeah, I mean, let me know in the comment section down below if you made it to this far in the video and you want to provide a little bit of maybe some insight. Where do you think? Do you think Lyman's house should be nestled in that little spot right here in the back of this little island that I'm standing on? And should I put my house up there? Or should I continue on with putting my house right here next to Lyman's? I certainly am always open for suggestions on how to continue finishing this island. You know, I've always said from the very beginning, designing both of my islands has always been kind of like a group effort, I would say. And this is not any different. Immediately I can tell, though, the biggest problem with this is the fact that there really is not enough room here. So even, let's just count really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 2 extra spaces. If I put my house dead in the center, I only have 1 space on either side of my house, which I guess is not the worst thing. It just wouldn't necessarily match with everyone else's house, which I guess is okay, since that's not really what I'm going for here. I'm not really going to, like, match everybody else. So yeah, I mean, this isn't necessarily, like I said, the worst idea, the worst section to place my house, but certainly there is another alternative. But it is getting to the top of the hour. In fact, there it is, right there. Perfect. So let's go ahead and set up camp right here next to the Snowboy, and let's go ahead and do our goodbyes this way. So as always, I want to say thank you once again for stopping in and hanging out with me today on this fun, chill kind of island design video. As always, for a lot of you that have been fans of the channel for a while, as you can tell, the Animal Crossing and Chill series has basically been revitalized during a time when I thought, you know, maybe I was done with it and I've been enjoying it again. So I'm going to continue working on this island more in the days to come. So if you want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to drop a like. And if you are new to the channel and want to see those videos when they're posted, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on. That always helps. Until next time, everybody, I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, a wonderful day, or whenever it is you watch this. Take care. Be safe, everybody. And until next time, have a great day.